Nine Flames Sovereign Chapter 58, Enter the City Lord's Mansion. Ha, the Han family boy, the City Lord announced that this time the first family trial is you. In 3 days, come to the City Lord's mansion to choose martial arts. As for Rin Yuangua, it will be given to you at that time. Now you will go back to your house and rest for 3 days. City Lord said with a smile. After 3 days of trials, everyone looked tired. Thank you, City Lord. Han Feng immediately bent over and thanked him. When left, Han Feng glanced at Chang's family and confronted Chang Wenhua's gaze. Both knew from each other's eyes that if they had a chance, they would not let each other go, they would never die. On the way back, the Han family looked heavy after the joy passed. Although Han Feng won the first place, the Han family's loss was not small. Only half of the 10 people who participated in the trial returned, and the other half fell in the Yufeng mountain range, and the Han family believed that most of them were probably killed by Chang Wenhua. Due to their anger at Chang's family and Chang Wenhua, the Han's family said that Chang Wenjun was killed by Han Feng. Han Yu sighed for a long time, and said, Han Feng, you are about to break through to the late stage of the mortal stage. During this time, you can practice with peace of mind. When you determine your physical attributes, come to me. Our Han family's top-ranking exercises are for you to choose. Han Tiancheng and others were startled at first, but then they felt normal. The achievement of taking the first place in the family trial with Han Feng, as well as the talent and strength shown, should indeed be matched with the best exercises of the Han family. Han Feng hurriedly said yes, but in his heart he thought to himself, with the 9 flames and different fire art, where else is it necessary? The group returned to Han's house, and news of Han Feng's first victory soon spread throughout Han's house. After a while, the Han family was boiling. The Han family has been based in Renshonking over the years, from the initial hardships to now being based on the 3 major families, but the best result in the family trial is the second place, and it has never been the first. This time, it's a long face. This is second. The most important thing is the increase in the prestige of the Han family. There will be many talents and strong people who will join the Han family, and the strength of the Han family will definitely increase. Gu Wan got the news and looked fortunate. Fortunately, they looked back in time and didn't fight Han Feng, otherwise. Just thinking about the consequences, Gu Wan was in a cold sweat. Cuba looked in a trance. This man who was worse than him and worse than him 2 months ago, has come to such a point at this moment. And he himself is still wandering in the middle stages of the early fan stage. Not to mention the subordinates of these families such as Gubaguan, the high-level elders of the Han family are first-rate, and they also elevated Han Feng to a very high position. The great elder even proposed that Han Feng be listed as a candidate for the patriarch. Han Yu had already agreed to this proposal. Was later learned by Han Feng, and Han Feng immediately pushed back. With the 9-flame Skyfire Tower, Han Feng's eyes are on the entire Great Jin Kingdom. Even outside the Great Jin Kingdom. As long as his cultivation reaches a certain level, Han Feng will definitely not stay in Han's house and stay in the city. Traveling is inevitable. If you become the head of the patriarch, you will be trapped in the city, which is not what Han Feng wanted. After Han Feng told Han Yu truthfully, Han Yu had a complicated complexion inside for a long time, but in the end Han Feng was removed from the patriarch candidate. Han Feng, who was eliminated from the patriarchal candidate, was inside the 9-flame Skyfire Tower. The 5 petals of Kaikaiwa were put into the melting pot of all things by Han Feng. Refine. With a low shout, the flames in Han Feng's hands suddenly increased, and the raging flames burned under the melting pot of all things. Kaiyuan flower is slightly more difficult to refining than inferior spirit stones. It took a full day for Han Feng to refine all the petals into a red source liquid. Looking at the red source liquid, Han Feng was slightly lost. I don't know how far these source liquids will increase my strength. After 1 day, the internal strength of Han Feng's 7th main channel was completely stabilized. The next day, Han Feng successfully opened up the 8 main veins, and has reached the peak of the mid-fan stage. The next step is to accumulate internal energy to the peak of the 8 main veins, and then condense internal energy, turning the solid internal energy into attribute Jinqi. Only 1 day's work did not make Han Feng's 8 main channels of internal strength completely stabilized. If you don't pay attention, you will still have some breath. But Han Feng doesn't pay attention to this anymore. The next day, Han Feng got up and walked towards the city lord's mansion. Outside the city lord's mansion. Before Han Feng spoke, a captain of the guard outside the house immediately stepped forward and said with a smile on his face, "Hee, this little brother is the legendary Han Feng, the little brother Han. The city lord has been waiting for the little brother early in the morning." "Is you?" Han Feng was flattered, and he never thought that the city lord would wait for him early in the morning. But Han Feng quickly guessed that this is probably what the captain of the guard was talking about, not necessarily true. "Then I will trouble the captain to lead." Han Feng arched his hands. The captain of the guard still smiled, and brought Han Feng into the city lord's mansion, where the lord lived. "Boy, see the city lord," Han Feng said respectfully as soon as he saw the city lord. At this moment, Han Feng really believes that the city lord has been waiting for him early in the morning, which makes Han Feng a little surprised. For no reason, why is the city lord so good to him? You can think about it carefully. Regardless of the purpose of the city lord, the first thing to get the martial arts of the lower rank of the human element fruit is the first. The city lord laughed and picked up Han Feng. "Kid Han is too far-sighted. If you don't mind, just call me Uncle Sunday." This. Han Feng looked hesitant. Www. Until novel. Calm saying this, the city lord knew that Han Feng was so enthusiastic about him a little bit suspicious, and then said, "Hee, Han Xiaozi, don't worry, I will treat you. There is no malice. The reason why this is true to you is because of your kid's mother." "My mother? Does the city lord know my mother?" Han Feng was a little surprised for a moment, but at the same time a little surprised. The city lord touched his nose mockingly. "I know your mother, but your mother doesn't necessarily know me. In short, your mother is very strong, and your mother's family is also very strong, so you should be my mother who wants to cheat you." Understanding the reason, Han Feng certainly had some doubts, but he also called Uncle Sunday. If he didn't call, he just didn't know what was good or bad. No matter how good the mother is, the Han family is indeed in charge of returning to the city, isn't it? The city lord heard the word Uncle Sun, his eyes lit up, and he smiled and said, "Han Feng, this is Yuangui. You won the first one this time. Take it." Ran Yuangui is a pear-like spirit fruit. As soon as the city lord took it out, the whole room was filled with a delicate fragrance. Han Feng took Ran Yuangui carefully, as if inside the storage belt suddenly split a few cracks. The city lord took a look and touched his chin. "Han Feng, your storage belt is too low level, even Ran Yuangui can't bear it. Let's do this. Although my family is not rich, better storage belts can also be used. Come out, here's a new one for you. Thank you for the great reward from Star St. Peak."